ha llegado el día, la presentación del parche 3.4 del Honkai Star Rail. Y nada, collab con Fate. Y nada, voy a hacer un bingo. Que aún ni lo tengo preparado, así que nada. Bingo previa 3.4 Honkai. Ahí, venga, vayamos. 12 voy a poner. A ver. A ver, con Fate. ¿Algún personaje más? Sí. Algo más de collab. O sea, no solo los personajes, sino alguna skin o algo más. Eh, bonus login. Collab pocha. Evento por 2. No sé cuál que más poner, la verdad. No sé qué más poner. En el este. Joder, es que se me cambia todo el rato. Mejoras. Mejoras en general. Alguna mejora en artefacto, mejora en optimización, mejora en no sé qué, mejora en no sé cuánto. Botón skip. Skin personajes. Esto, animación. Personaje. Es que animación me refiero a un vídeo de animación de algún personaje, así. ¿Qué más podría poner? ¿Qué más? Buena pregunta. He puesto también de personaje de Amphoreus, Midei, Agladea, tal, tal, tal. ¿Algún animado? Algún desarrollador pesado. O sea que se enrollan mucho. Aquí como último voy a poner sorpresa final. Sorpresa final. ¿Qué más? Evento pocho. O sea, un evento de estos que dices, guau. 5 estrellas. No sé cuál dos más poner. Voy a poner dos randoms. Por 20. Aquí el por 20 que van a ser 20 esto de esto. vuelta a Colonia Penal por algún evento así. Y voy a poner dura 45 min. Entre 45 y 50 minutos. Este va a ser mi bingo. En 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. El programa está sponsorado por llega.
神々よ、ご覧ください。オンパロスは勝利を収め、再創期が間もなく訪れます。しかし、本当にそうでしょうか。
最近、
はい。
エルシオンの景色がまぶたの裏をよぎるんだ。
最後の一人になったとして、
わお。
再創生の偉業を成し遂げてください。
新世界は必ず訪れる。
Phainon.
黎明を灯す。
Vamos a hacer el servicio.
星々を燃やし尽くす。諸行をもたらそう。第1回
Apenas con el Great Wall. Oh, por el Great Wall.
あなたが私のマスター。燃える騎士の魂よ。燃えるよ、舞い上がれ。
もう少し手応えがあると思った。機は熟した。逃げ場はない。
あらゆる邪悪を打ち滅ぼせ。セイバー。
汝は開白の黎明が訪れるまで灼熱の太陽を背負い続ける。
死者を花から呼び出して殺し合わせて勝者が全てを手に入れる。
行かなくちゃいけない。背負わないといけないんだ。
どこにも伝説はあれど英雄はいないと。
お任せよ。
私見ました。壊滅。これにて完成。宝石の余震をもって来世に暁を。
¿Qué era Lancer? ¿Qué era Lancer? ¿Qué era Lancer? ¿Qué era Lancer? Primer código.
Hey, Mr. Albert?
Dios mío.
Owlbert.
And whether or not you have a day-night cycle.
¿Qué sale
Good
Lancer?
morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the version 3.4 for the sun is
A mí me jodas, ese era Lancer.
Special program. I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
Ese ha sido
Rebooting really
Lancer.
does solve all problems. Now we can introduce ourselves.
Ese era
Hi,
Lancer.
everyone. I'm Phainon. I'm so happy to be on the special program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anaxagoras.
Nice to see all of you again. Did you miss me?
Oh, of course we missed you. Well, dear guests, welcome to the show. I have been looking forward to this special program more than anything else. The way the story in the last version left off had my heart racing.
The burning sky and the fall of dawn. Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysosaur companions did everything in their power to buy precious time for the Trailblazer and Phainon, so they could return the very last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
We already found out the truth, so what do a few sacrifices matter? Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this. You just need to boldly take that last step toward the Era Nova.
But in the trailer just now, it seems like Phainon is gonna go through a lot. I saw a few scenes that looked like flashbacks.
Será
And I
Kukulain.
think I even saw a different form of him.
The truth of Amphoreus is about to reveal itself. I assume everyone can already tell that all that's happened in Amphoreus is not as simple as it seems.
Indeed. For example, when we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma
que no
and
me
the
creo,
vortex
no
of
me creo que
Genesis
esté
started
jodido.
showing
A ver,
strange
Lancer no me gusta.
textures. It was like the whole world was peeling off.
Lancer no me gusta, pero Dios mío.
Why don't we take a look back at our whole journey so far,
Pero Dios mío.
Amphoreus, and lay out our suspicions and clues we have. First, at the end of the 3.3
Dios
story,
mío.
the geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoreus' tragedy is an emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
Vale,
It
están
has something to
enrollando.
do with that erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it? Even though I don't quite understand
Culo,
these
no
principles,
sabía nada.
this
Que
breeding
os
ground,
juro
which switched
que
from
no sabía
following the
nada
path
que
of
estaba
erudition to the
Lancer,
path of
hostia.
destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Aranova.
Lancer.
In addition, that Tin Man Lygus is
Kukulai.
also pretty suspicious. He and Phainon had a pretty significant conversation in the Vortex of Genesis.
Actually, I was already suspicious of him when he said he could fix the Express and send the Trailblazers back home. Well, the mask is coming off now.
Based on my interactions with him, Lygus doesn't seem to have any desire to oppose the Chrysos heirs. Rather, he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Could it be that everything that's
Ah, no,
happened
este
so
es el
far
prototype,
is
así, ¿no?
exactly what he wanted to see? That title, Theoros, does mean spectator. If we combine this information with what we know about the
A ver si lo
relationship
encuentro.
between the scepter
Entre
and
todos los
paths,
servants que tengo aquí.
maybe Amphoreus is being used as a chessboard by people from beyond this world, and Lygus is one of them.
Oh, you're exactly right. If the situation in
Ahí
the
está,
cosmos is like a
Lancer.
game of chess,
Wow.
then Amphoreus is a trap to set up the checkmate.
Yo antes los
I don't know.
fans se habrán dado
Maybe
cuenta
the
también.
chess pieces themselves can overturn the board. The heroes Era Nova could affect the worlds beyond the
Mira, los héroes de
sky,
Era
and the
Nova.
Trailblazers' choices may also determine the future of the universe.
But before the Era Nova actually arrives, there's no way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for Amphoreus. I don't want them to have to experience the unknown of Era Nova.
As someone from beyond the sky, they already risked a lot by taking on a demigod's divine authority. If something were to happen in the Era Nova,
No, we can't let them stay. They have to listen to Phainon and go home.
Well said. The Trailblazers won't betray the sincerity you've shown them. However, their fate will still be tied to that of Amphoreus. They'll be returning to the battlefield with a very important mission.
On the other hand, I suspect many of our audience members, like me, have some questions about Phainon. That Phainon we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
Well, maybe that Fainon isn't the one we're all familiar with.
A ver, no me interesa, no me interesa esto. Yo quiero.
But I'll leave the specific
Más de la
details
collab,
for
más
everyone to
información de
find
la
out
collab.
themselves in the game in version 3.4. I've actually got some other information to reveal to you.
What kind of information?
Following the story's progress, as I've written, we'll receive a big update in this version. In these records that we've kept, you will be able to catch a glimpse of Amphoreus' true nature.
Before,
Para que vamos a ver
as
la,
I've written, was like
la
a
naturaleza real
storybook,
de Amphoreus.
keeping record of our friends' stories. Now, even its appearance has changed. It feels like something big is about to happen.
it looks
Algo
like it's
importante va a
turned into
pasar.
some kind of
A lo del libro
database.
esto.
You can use this system to unlock even more of Amphoreus' secrets.
Indeed.
That's right.
True.
Aside from the major updates too, as I've written, the long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was previously announced, is finally going live in version 3.4.
Erta
Story
también.
dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section displayed along the way. Now you can choose the pace of storytelling based on your own preferences.
Ay, Dios mío.
In version 3.6, there'll also be a story recap function. Stay tuned! But of course,
Punto 6 ha dicho
as
algo
we
del
move
story
into
recap.
version
Sí,
3.4,
porque
we
no,
shall
no hay
take the
subtítulos.
final step of the prophecy together and witness the
Que no hay
truth and the
subtítulos.
fate
No
of this
entiendo por
world
qué los del Honkai
and the
Genshin
myriad
sí que ponen
celestia that Mr.
subtítulos.
Shao Ji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview. is finally going live soon.
Oh, you mean what's happening beyond the sky? Is it also related to Amphoreus and Era Nova?
We'll have to keep it a secret for now. Meanwhile, we'll be releasing an animated short. This animated short contains a very important part of the story in version 3.4.
Vale,
Can't
una
spill too
corto
much here,
animado.
but I can give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song. So don't miss it.
Awesome.
Nice!
Corto animado.
Can't wait to dive into the new story already.
Next, why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Phainon and take a look at his story together.
Fainon, a ver. Pero yo por ti no voy a tirar. Saber me lo intenta sacar. Bueno, es que si vas a sacarme el C6 me tendré que meter pasta.
What in the world happened to Phainon to make
Phainon.
him change this much?
This is nothing like the warm, sunny person we all know. Now he seems strange and formidable.
Oh, could you elaborate?
I remember when our buddy first showed up in Amphoreus. Phainon was one of the first Chrysos heirs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came knocking, he always had our backs.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Phainon carries the expectations
Quiero
of
ver, a
many.
ver.
He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy, and Aglaya's
Kino
hand-picked
Satoshi.
successor of the flame chase journey. Aglaya even used her own death to set him up for success
Satoshi Hino.
by making the Council of Elders the focus of criticism,
Es la
and
voz de
allowing
Rengoku de
Phainon
Ain.
to step up and rally the
Shai.
people.
Yeah, all of us have high hopes for him. Some even call him the Deliverer of Amphoreus. Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used
En
to call
Naruto
him
Shai,
Little
lo que
Deliverer
he
Boy.
dicho.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
Now I'm curious. What was Phainon like before he joined the flame chase journey? Was he one of those perfect kids everyone got compared
Haikyuu
to?
es también Saber,
Before
pone voz,
the flame chase
en Over
journey.
los Rest, Ainzo,
Guess we've got to go back to my
Olgo.
hometown, Ides Elysiae. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the
El
chaos.
Rengoku en Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Sounds like a real peaceful place.
It was. And even though the village was small,
Bruce,
everyone
es
got
en One
along
Piece.
really well.
O sea, que ese
There were
personaje
also beautiful
personaje
rivers,
secundario
and mountains, and even a forest.
que no lo conoce
That
nadie.
forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little, I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies. When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the sea. We pretended to be heroes from the old stories and
Prince
practiced
Bruce
our
es el
swordsmanship.
marine de estos nuevos.
When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
No
Miembro
strife,
de SWORD.
no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff?
Que
Seems
ya
like a
es- yo
complete
el nombre de los
paradise.
marines como que no me
The wheat
acuerdo.
fields look gorgeous too.
Solo lo que
Lying
dicen
there,
Goku, los,
surrounded by
algún
golden waves
almirante.
of wheat, with the breeze carrying that sweet malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
And guess what? You won't have to imagine for long. In version 3.4, we get to explore ID's Elysiae alongside the Trailblazer. Learn about Phainon's past, how he became a warrior, joined the flame chase, and grew into the person he is today.
Can't wait!
From a carefree little kid to the deliverer carrying everyone's hopes. You've really come a long way.
Para
These days, Phainon just gives off this heaviness. Like he'd still press on no matter how exhausted, just to live up to everyone's expectations.
Amphoreus needed a hero, so he became one. The Chrysos heirs needed hope and a leader, so that's who he became.
poros, joder, que
Looking back at
terminen
the
ya
main
con todo
arc
esto
for this
de...
version, even though Phainon's face is still the same,
Que
His
termine ya
whole
con todo
vibe
el
is
tema
shifted.
este, por
His
favor.
gaze is now sharp and commanding, completely different from before. Now we're just one step away from the era Nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphoreus are about to come to light. What trials lie ahead, and what choices will
A ver,
finally
es que
make?
porque no me interesa.
Hero's
Esto
journey
ya lo,
is
ya lo veré
never
cuando salga.
easy.
Quiero más de esto del
But if the will in
Honkai
your heart is
y
strong enough,
del-
no fire can
Collab.
burn you out. If anything, every trial is just a forge for an even brighter soul. I am more than ready.
Well said. Then let's let everyone experience it all themselves in version 3.4. Now let's take a look at how Phainon performs in battle.
You got it. I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows. When using my skill, I'll deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. The use of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Not at all. Phainon can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability. If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Phainon will deal even more damage.
When I use my ultimate, I'll create a territory and transform.
After transforming, Phainon powers up massively. Teammates temporarily retreat and can't take action, while he faces the enemy head-on with newfound strength.
All alone?
No me
That sounds
interesa,
way
no me
too
interesa.
risky.
Quiero.
No worries. All the talents
No
and
me gusta
buffs from
explorar los
Phainon's
personajes
teammates
cuando
still
salen.
stay
No, es que
active
cuando se
to
ponen aquí
provide
se
him with
enrollan tanto,
much-needed support.
pues.
Exactly. After using the core flames to transform, I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: creation, calamity, and foundation, each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the creation titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. Calling upon the power of the calamity titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action, during which I receive reduced damage, and each hit I take builds up the Soul Scorch stack. Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on one random enemy.
Heads up. The more Soul Scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
Using these 2 abilities also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge, which fuels my 3rd ability. With the power of the Foundation Titans, I dispel all debuffs on myself, then use Scourge Charge to deal bounce damage. If I've maxed out the consumable Scourge Charge, I also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once all his actions have been used up, Phainon will unleash one
Param,
final blow,
fate,
hitting
límpiese.
all enemies before removing the territory. Phainon's technique is pretty unique too. Upon casting it, Phainon instantly strikes all enemies in a certain radius. If they're
Llevamos
normal
15
enemies,
minutos
they're
desde
immediately wiped out without even
rellenándonos un poco
triggering
la-
a battle.
Wait.
Con todo
All
el tema de
enemies?
Phainon.
That's nuts.
Of course, power comes with a cost. This technique consumes 2 technique points.
If the technique misses, it won't cost any points. Plus, when Phainon's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy from my teammates. In addition, at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Oh, I see.
All right, now that we've wrapped up Phainon's combat abilities, it's time to bring you some updates on a few familiar faces. In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and
Silverwolf,
Jing
Blade,
Liu
Kafka,
are
Blade.
all getting some serious enhancements.
Que van a bufar.
Let's go!
Happening!
Oh, Mr. Albert, please do tell us what's changing.
Let's start with Silverwolf. After the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Vale, me
Oh,
bardea
so it's
uno
AoE
es a
now,
los 3.
not single target.
Exactly. Meanwhile, she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup. On top of
Y
that, Silverwolf
pondrá
will
la
regenerate
weakness,
extra
la
energy
habilidad
at
al
the start
primer
of
personaje de
combat
tu equipo.
and the beginning of each turn.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier to apply the weakness we actually want.
Next up, Kafka. After the buffs, Kafka's skill will trigger more DOT on enemies. And whenever a teammate hits
Más
an enemy
daño
target
de
with
dot
any
hará
kind of
Kafka.
attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up
su
attack.
habilidad.
After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Yeah, for
Con
sure.
el dot.
And now for Blade. After the update, he will deal damage to enemies based on his max HP. When Blade enters the Hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up attacks will regenerate extra energy.
Sounds like Blade can trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often, meaning his total damage output's gonna spike.
Good
Que
observation.
va a poder atacar
A
más
change
veces.
will happen to
Blade.
Jing Liu as well. Now she'll deal damage to
Liu?
enemies based on her max HP. Each time a teammate loses HP, Jing Liu stacks extra crit damage. After she
cuanto
enters the
más
spectral transmigration
daño
state,
tenga,
she'll
vida tenga
also
más,
gain a
y
stack of
gaste su-
syzygy.
No se le
That
despierta
means
vida,
the
más
spectral
crítico tendrá.
transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
Our old friends sure are getting some solid upgrades. But with all these ability reworks, won't their Eidolons be affected?
Oh, don't worry, Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends' Eidolons will be tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything stays in sync.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of their abilities?
That won't be a problem. You can switch between our friends' ability modes freely. So choose whichever
Ah, y
version
podrás
you
activar o
like
no
best.
desactivar.
For more details, be sure to keep an eye out for official announcements.
Vale, mola, eso mola.
Sounds good.
Aside from the ability reworks, one more old friend of ours is getting something new this time around.
Oh, who is it?
In version 3.4, Firefly's brand new outfit, Spring
Firefly
Missive,
skin.
is making its debut.
Ah,
A new
look
outfit.
at that.
Ooh, let's take a look at the video clip first.
A ver. De colegiala. ¿Cómo cambia? De colegiala a mecha, wow.
With her school uniform on,
School uniform.
Firefly looks more youthful than ever.
Wow.
And that firefly-shaped brooch on her chest, you can tell she put a lot of thought into picking it out.
Maybe she even asked for fashion advice from her fellow Stellaron hunters.
Well, Miss Kafka does have an eye for style. They must have talked a lot about it behind the scenes.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
Param.
Oh, totally possible. If I had a mech, I'd also probably coordinate it with my outfit. New theme, new colors. The whole look has to be consistent. You'll be able to grab Firefly's new look from the contract shop using Oniric shards. And again, please stay tuned for further details and
1600 valdrá.
future official announcements. Next, let's take a look at this version's banners.
Banners.
In version 3.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Phainon. And the limited 5-star light cone, thus burns the dawn, will have a boosted drop rate. Also, a brand new 4-star light cone for the Path of Remembrance, the story's next page, is being added to the first half banner. At the same time, we'll also kick off a special warp event. The limited 5-star characters, Treeby, Sunday, and Sparkle are coming back. Plus, 5-star light cones if time were a flower, a grounded ascent, and earthly
Vale, más
escapade
tiempo.
will return as well. In the second half of version 3.4, we've got another round of special warp events. Limited 5-star characters, Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade will be back along with the limited 5-star light cones. Whereabouts should dreams rest, I shall be my own sword and the unreachable side.
Mm-hmm. Two of our newly buffed old friends are making a comeback in this version. What about Kafka and Silverwolf?
Here's a little sneak peek. Limited 5-star characters, Kafka and Silver Wolf, will be back in version 3.5. And the limited 5-star light cones, Patience is All You Need, and Incessant Rain will rerun as well.
Nice!
Also, 8 new 4-star light cones will be added to the Nameless Honor Rewards in version 3.4.
Vale, 4 nuevos conos.
I see quite a few familiar faces on the light cones.
Serán
There
los
are a
héroes
few
de
mini
Cresus.
versions of Chrysos heirs.
Looks like Phainon really does enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Nature's mattress. Can't beat that level of comfort.
For sure.
All right, let's take a quick break. There's still more version 3.4 content coming your way.
Segundo código, venga. Los eventos.
This version. A piece of good news comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos. Origami Bird Clash is about to return in
A ver
version
si ya vuelve, por
3.4.
favor, venga.
Oh, is that the Cute Match 3 game?
That's right. The International Peace Corporation has officially sponsored
Joder, otra
Origami
vez este
Bird
evento
Clash
de mi
and hopes to
Dios.
promote this arcade game full of Penaconian flavor throughout the whole cosmos. And the first step to starting that grand venture will be to open up the original shop arcade on the Trailblazers Radiant Feldspar.
There needs to be some new game modes for the game to make a name for itself, right?
Of course. This time, the two players will take turns acting on the same field, and every player has a set number of moves. You can eliminate 4 or more fruits to form bombs and obtain extra moves.
You can also get extra moves when you swap 2 super bombs to trigger a combo elimination.
Oh no! I
Tarara.
see obstacles popping up on the field. How are we supposed to deal with those?
Not to worry. In this version of the Origami Bird Clash, there will be lots of new items that can help you in battle. For example,
Joder,
Shattering
este
Hammer can
evento es un
eliminate
poco
any
pocho.
individual fruit
De
or
Candy Crush,
obstacle.
a ver, es un evento
Spicy
Candy Crush,
Bomb can
pocho.
turn a fruit into a bomb, and Reset Cube can reset all fruits on the field. Leveling up items will also make them more powerful.
As long as you pick the right item at the right time, you can
Para
turn
mí es
the
evento
tide
pocho
and
esto.
deliver a powerful blow to your opponent.
Porque ya había un evento de esto.
There are plenty of familiar faces among our opponents this time.
That's right. Trailblazers can still battle against many old friends in this event. In addition to participating in story challenges, Trailblazers can also do open challenges with friends from across the universe. This multiplayer mode won't end with version 3.4 either. Origami Bird Clash will replace the Seal Slammers multiplayer mode and become the new long-term co-op game mode.
We're done slamming seals. Now it's time for slamming paper birds.
All right, let us continue with more version content. Our old friend Gift of Odyssey returns as usual in version 3.4.
Nice.
The Planar Fissure and Realm of the Strange events will also return. Complete the challenges to get double rewards.
Yep. In version 3.4, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Cinders, will also come online. And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred
Esto es.
Bud of Twilight, for wind characters upon completing the challenge.
At the same time, the planar ornaments, Arcadia of Woven Dreams, and Revelry by the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah, why did my seat collapse?
In addition,
Ay.
I'd like to share with you some information about a few events outside the game. First, the annual Hoyoverse Offline exhibition will
Hoyoverse.
begin in July. This year's
En
event
julio.
venues have been completely upgraded, and the events will be held in core cities in 6 Southeast Asian countries.
That's right. We've also prepared a lot of event missions
Para
and
los
new
eventos siempre se
merchandise. Please follow our official channels for details
Y el
about
peor
the
de
events
países
and
como en Europa, en
tickets.
España,
In addition,
en Latinoamérica,
Honkai
antes.
Star Rail will be joining Anime Expo this July. Come visit the Star Rail booth and claim free limited gifts.
A special panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be held at Anime Expo, featuring several special guests.
Please keep an eye out for more info and official announcements. See you at Anime Expo.
Well,
Vale.
thank you all for your kind introductions.
No, no, esto no puede ser.
We're almost out of time. We'll move it on to our next show in just a sec.
You seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
Well, I
Collab.
am a professional super host.
What's
Yeah.
going on? Oh, goodness, Albert.
no!
Hey, what's going on? It's not my time yet.
I'm the bono.
Whether or not your world has the concept of a
Si
holy
no dice
grail.
eso,
Welcome to the live
Parche
stage
era una mierda.
of the Honkai Star Rail and Fate
Era-
Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works Collab Special Program.
Long time no see, everyone. I'm a venturine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Bueno,
Howdy, Galaxy Ranger Boot
en japonés sería
At your
Garabo
service.
Watsuri de
Welcome, both
Kisu.
of you.
Chishiu
I,
Watetsu de
Albert, have
Kokoro
apparently
Garasu.
been summoned by the Holy Grail.
O sea, mucho. En inglés sería.
Albert, could your class be... speaker?
Son of a gun. Ah, that's funny.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nicer.
Well, presenter doesn't sound half bad. In that case, why don't you present the situation to our audience?
Estoy ciego, la
Explain what
verdad.
you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
Well, the cosmos
Ay.
is full of surprises.
Ay,
Soon
de
after the
buenos
ripples of the
Stealing
Charmony
my
Festival
body
had called,
and fire is my
the
blood.
Trailblazer received a secret invitation from old Odie and the Alfalfa family. It turns out that the old Jen is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
Wow. Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War. Sounds like a Holy Grail War is taking place in the Sweet Dreams.
That's right. But
Bueno, eso en
I
japonés, sí, el
have
juego es en
no
japonés.
idea where old Odie got his Holy Grail from. Let me give a brief explanation of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle. And the Holy Grail War is a mage-craft ritual for obtaining that power.
Hoyoverse, ya que
As
está
long as you win in the
callado.
brutal contest of the Holy
Y los
Grail War,
leakers
the
también.
Grail can fulfill your wishes.
That daggum Wubba Boot Charmony Festival has only just concluded, and they're putting on a new show already.
Porque lo de
Hey,
Lancer sí
don't
que
forget
era,
that
nadie
Penacony
sabía.
prides itself on being a holiday
Lo de
resort.
Lancer sí que nadie sabía.
How are they going to attract tourists if they don't have any events? Besides, didn't the last Charmony Festival have a little accident? I mean, that probably wasn't great for Penacony's image. The family's definitely gonna want to find another opportunity to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old Odie hopes to make the Penacony and
A ver,
Holy
es que
Grail
aquí
War
los
into a new show
serían-
that
no van a
rivals
usar
the
los
Charmony
Serrans que
Festival,
se usan en el
therefore returning
Fake Gran
Penacony
Order.
to the
No
cosmic
sería lo
limelight.
del anime,
With
los del
dreams as the
anime.
gimmick, the show
que
is
son
sure
los
to
más
attract a lot of
reconocibles.
money and a
Porque no
lot
te van a
of
poner un
dream chasers.
Sancho Pa, un Don Quijote o
I
un
bet old
bebé.
Odie is thinking of the same thing.
This Sweet Dreams and
o
the
una
Holy Grail War
Saber,
program will be
bueno,
conducted in
Artoria
Penacony.
Lancer.
The 7 invited
esos solo los
participants
conocen
will
los que juegan
summon
al
famous
Fate, Gran
historical
Order.
figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final winner will receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
Chance to make any wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets don't discriminate, so someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Rest
Aquí
assured,
molaría que
everyone,
si,
the
que a ver si
Sweet
te lo
Dreams and
ganaste,
the
para
Holy
escoger
Grail War
un
production
deseo que
crew
fuera
hereby
un
swear
personaje
that
cualquiera
no
de
one's
los que ha
life will be in
sacado
danger
a escoger.
in the dream. Everyone can participate and watch in peace.
All right, all right. Well, since it's you, Owlbird, I'll believe it for now. So, who's participating?
To start off, the owner of the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Penacony Superstar, the Soul Glad
A
festivity,
ver,
our dear Trailblazer will be
Trailblazer.
participating.
los que
Oh,
participan.
so, the Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right. In addition, Miss Robin will also be a
Robin?
part of this war.
Well, as another Penaconian shareholder,
Robin
the
Aventuri-
Interastral Peace
Aventurini?
Corporation's Strategic Investment
Pero Phainon,
Department
Robin
sent me
Aventurini?
as their
Woodhill?
representative in the war.
The Galaxy Ranger Boothill will also participate in this Holy Grail War.
Actually, I was just wondering,
Firefly,
why
digo
is a
yo.
criminal wanted by the IPC participating in this?
Micah got an invitation too, but he has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Looks like Mr. Boothill really has formed deep bonds with folks in Dreamflux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any other special participants that we've been
Mándanos a
looking
cuatro.
forward to in this Holy Grail War?
Of course. Apart from local Penaconian heroic spirits, 3 very well-known heroic spirits will also arrive by the Grail Summon and participate in this Holy Grail War. They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
Archer and Lancer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Y Lancer
I
no ha
wonder
mostrado.
which heroic spirit will end up accepting a contract with the
Lancer no ha mostrado.
Trailblazer.
Now, see? This is how you attract attention. Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to get the big names. As to what stories will unfold in this sweet dreams of the Holy Grail War, and who will forge a contract with who, Trailblazers will have to find out in the game. Here's a reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th. So
11
keep
de
an eye
julio.
out for it. Now let's learn more about Saber and Archer, our two heroic spirits from another world.
Oh,
11 de julio.
yes!
Saber.
Saber's dress seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well, this is the planet of festivities after all. You gotta dress up for the occasion.
Exactly right.
Es que la gente se
The
quejó
King
porque
of
no
Knight's
tenía
new
su
outfit was
eso
personally
por el
designed by
que
Mr.
es.
Takashi Takeuchi. It retains their iconic blue and white colors.
Pero lo ha
And her
diseñado
iconic
el
That's
propio.
right.
Aquí
It
sí
retains the nobility of a king
diseñó al
and also
Saber del anime
emphasizes
y demás.
utility for a
Los huevos.
warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for how she looks in the game, well...
Comienda. Ay, comienda.
いつでも出陣できます燃え果て騎士の魂よはっストライクエアエクスカリバー聖剣解放
Tengo muchas ganas. Me la voy a intentar sacar C6.
Butter my fudge and
Me la voy a
call me
intentar
a
sacar
biscuit.
C6.
That Excalibur truly shows her strength as a king.
Oh, talk about fancy visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face?
No tiene voz en
Even in
inglés.
Penacony.
Oh, looks like Penaconian food is very much to her
No
liking.
tiene la voz en
That's
inglés.
right. You can't fight on an empty stomach. Now, let's see how the King of Knights performs in battle.
Saber is a wind character following the path of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount of core resonance when she enters battle. If she uses her technique in the overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets. If Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her skill's damage.
In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Cuanto más esto
Exactly.
tengas
Are there
acumulado,
any
más
other
daño
ways to
haces.
obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage dealt.
Behold, the King of Knights has dispelled invisible air, barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air, Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into enhanced basic attack. Her enhanced basic attack can
Release the
damage
Golden
all
Spectre.
enemies and provide Saber with a
Cuando
certain
utiliza
amount
la
of core
Excalibur,
resonance. Also,
sus
during
habilidades
battle,
cambian.
if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use
Su
her
cambia no
ultimate,
hace más daño.
Saber will immediately take action.
Ah, so if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
That's right. Not only does this sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal that was held in the hearts of the countless soldiers who once followed her in battle. All right, that concludes Saber's introduction.
Saber, wow.
Now we'll move on to our next otherworldly heroic spirit, Archer.
Oh, seems like Archer cares about this Holy Grail war very much. He put on a new outfit, too.
He even
Con nuevo
changed where his
outfit. Y la gente no se
accessories
fijó del
go.
outfit del
Those
Archer.
decorations he had on his chest
Más
are
gente
now on his
fijándose del
shoulders.
outfit de
Sharp
Saber
eyes
que
you
de
got there,
Archer.
yes? Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic red and black look. The sharp contrasts, reminiscent of a blazing fire in the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure. The combination of the long trench coat with skin-tight combat gear emphasizes his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
You got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
Va un bate. Piensi che Yaguya era.
I am the bone of my soul. Unlimited blade works.
Lo dice. Lo que quería que dijera lo dice.
Oh, so that's Unlimited Blade Works? Oh, quite impressive indeed. After all, Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
I am the bone of my sword.
Oh.
That sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
I agree.
Bueno,
Well,
ves
then, let's take a look at
que
Archer's
hubiesen
combat
dicho el
performance
chant.
in detail.
Okay, Archer is a quantum character following the path of the hunt. When he uses his basic attack,
Kanshi
Archer can
Bakuya.
deal damage to one designated enemy.
An archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill points to enter the circuit connection state, dealing damage to one designated enemy. While in the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not end after he uses his skill, and he can continue to use his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Heads up. The more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies.
A ver, puedo utilizar el arco todas las veces que quiera hasta consumir todo. Por eso es para que para este será bueno.
Isn't a good archer. And using his ultimate, Archer will recite the classic chant to activate unlimited blade works, dealing damage to one
Era mi único
Apart from
deseo que lo
damaging the
dijera.
enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him special charge. After any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume special charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh, in that case, there's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's introduction. Now, I have big news for everyone.
Archer de
The
regalo.
event starts on July 11th, and until the end of version 3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited 5-star collab character Archer for free.
Archer gratuito. Esto ya lo anunciaron. Esto ya lo anunciaron, así que
Every adventure that the Trailblazers embark on will cleave open the dark clouds and become a saga sung throughout the cosmos. We also hope that your encounter, or for some of you, a reunion, with the servants across this vast universe will bring you all wonderful memories in the days to come.
Oh, yeah. How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is finally here as promised.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
otro 5 estrellas gratuito
But let's keep our eyes on the present for now. I'm not quite
a lo
done.
largo del año.
Besides claiming Archer for free, Trailblazers can also directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for Archer.
Ah, no.
Wow, how thoughtful.
Ah, no, también para subirlo al
This
60.
version's got a lot of characters to level up after all.
All right, now let's check out the banner details. Once the collab starts on July 11th, Trailblazers can use Star Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps Excalibur Excelsior and the Bone of My Sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber and Archer respectively. In the Light Cone collaboration warp, Trailblazers can get the limited 5-star Light Cone, A Thankless Coronation from Birth of a King, And the limited 5-star light cone, the hell where ideals burn, from Red Radiance of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the light cone collaboration banners. But neither carries over to other types of warps.
Vale, no se pasan las tiradas. El pity no se pasa.
Collab banners will stay open long term after the event starts.
Does long term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star light cones?
Exactly. These collab banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Oh, nice!
Aunque no se sabe cuándo va a terminar.
Here's one more piece of news for you all. Throughout the entire duration of version 3.4,
De gratis.
Star Rail special passes for your warps will bring some special limited time discounts. After the collab event starts, when Trailblazers spend a designated number of Star Rail special passes, they can directly obtain the limited 5-star light cone, the hell where ideals burn.
Throughout all of version 3.4? In other words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Phainon or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, yeah!
And now, as the collab kicks off, the voice actors for Saber and Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back to hear their special messages.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー役の川島彩子です。崩壊スターレイということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。この2つの作品にはどこか似ているものがあるなと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は、厳しい冒険の中でも前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレイルの世界観が混ざり合い、新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました。あまり多くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレイルの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのか、ぜひお楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中で、あなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会いますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。崩壊スターレイルとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレイドワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方をぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとってもかっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ存分にお楽しみいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
With the Honkai Star Rail and Face Day Night Unlimited Bladeworks collab about to launch, we want to take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Nasu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
Y'all are much appreciated.
Honestly, it's only with this kind of dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy!
In order to showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another combat-filled program, Fate's Stay Night. It was a night with no wind and no moon under the cool
van a hacer otro vídeo así para explicar mejor cómo va a funcionar todo el evento.
Destined to cross their path.
Igual ahí
He
ya
stepped forward, raising
presentarán
his
todos otros
spear and uttered
personajes.
that iconic line.
The goddess of beauty is the most peerless beauty of them all.
Oh, so it's that red-haired Lancer.
You got it. After the Sweet Dreams in the Holy Grail War tournament, the genius Skullum made some modifications to the Holy Grail. Now, the Grail can load the simulated data of past striders through the user's memories. So in Fate Stay Night, Trailblazers will face off against many familiar and old friends in intense V1 battles. Each contestant starts with unique skills and a set amount of health. Losing a round means losing health. And when your health hits 0, you're out.
Is there a smart way to beat your opponents?
At the start of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs.
Es una grabadora.
You can merge identical pieces to upgrade them. The higher the piece's rarity, the stronger the buff. Pieces of the same class have bonds between them too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are super important in this Holy Grail War, huh?
Absolutely. And that's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire noble phantasms during battle for extra help. Plus, during combat, Trailblazers can have the chance to get 3 command spells. Using these spells grants additional buffs.
Command spells, huh? Well, I'm curious. What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's player.
This Grail feels kind of off. Forking hell. Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money. Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra buff mechanics. The higher the corruption level, the more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemies. So watch your step, Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much. After all, this is a reality show competition, and just for entertainment. The organizers of Fate Stay Night have also prepared a special Protected Mode competition. In Protected Mode, Trailblazers can fight using trial characters, and enemy strength is toned down.
Ah, this way, new Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy the Holy Grail War experience.
Exactly. The production team cordially invites everyone watching to stay the night. Experience some epic battle action.
And score yourself some stellar jades and other awesome rewards.
Vale, con esto ya terminamos.
Now, just a quick reminder, this Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Bladeworks collaboration is split into 2 parts. The Trailblazer Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail, and the event, Fate Stay Night. The Fate Stay Night event will open for play on July 11th. The 2 programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome! So much content!
All right. Big thanks again to our 2 guests. That wraps up today's Fate Collab update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
It's all part of the job. Anything for the Trailblazers. So Trailblazers, my honored masters, let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Wow. Hello, ya ha terminado con esto. Pues nada, esto ha sido todo. Esto ha sido todo. Voy a esto, los que he acertado aquí, venga. Algo más. Sí, esto, bonus login no. Con la focha no, 20x2 sí. Mejoras no han dicho, skin personaje sí. Animación sí. 4 estrellas nada, rerun trivi. Buff personaje. Evento pocho para mí sí. Vuelta a poner Penaconi. Y este el evento sí. Así que, sin más, esto ha sido todo. Así que nada, muchas gracias y corto rápido y también directo. Así que nada, adiós.